The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat postgame show.
Heat win. Heat win. Some semblance of the Heat. Not the team we were expecting, not the starting lineup we were hoping for. But man, you had some guys out here that don't get a lot of run, don't get a lot of shine, that we shit on all the time, and that came out here and just put in work. Yes, the Rockets are a bad team, but when you're missing your top three scorers, like you expect to lose to the Rockets when they have Christian Wood and John Wall. But you got guys that you got guys that just guys like Kendrick Nunn, guys like Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, Andre Iguodala. Like you had your guys step up and get you an important win. Like let's not bullshit this. This was an important game, an important win. Boston lost tonight. You gained an entire game on them. And when we all were coming in like, oh, Kelly Olynyk is about to kill us, right? And these guys came in, they put in a great effort. I mean, we're going to talk about all these guys, but there are some insane stat lines tonight. There was a guy tonight that was plus 38. There was a guy tonight that was plus 35. And neither of those guys were even the leading scorer, Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn dropped 30 on their ass. Like, this was a game built for Kendrick Nunn. I am Alphonse Sidney, a.k.a. Alf954. Welcome into Hangover Time. Brass, bring me out, and let's see what the roster looks like tonight. What's going on, y'all?
What's up? I mean, we loaded. I mean, well, we got a bench player subbing in, but I mean, we'll carry you, G.
Like the Heat.
We'll carry you, G. We'll carry you. We got you.
G out here looking like Max Strus.
Shoot it if you got it.
Listen, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and find out what everybody's drinking. All right, y'all. Siobhan, what are you drinking tonight on a Monday? On a back-to-back?
On a Monday, we got a couple shots of Jose and some KJ Sauvignon.
Kendall Jackson, I like it.
Jackson, yes, KJ.
I'm actually on the Kettle One and ginger ale. A little different tonight. A little different. I'm a little upset because it feels like when I drink light liquor, we win, which I feel is racist. And after what G said about Herro last game, I feel like there's a correlation there. I really do.
I'd love to hear G's comments on that.
G Farrakhan up in this motherfucker. I mean, G got woke on y'all ass.
I don't know if I was allowed to retweet that. I mean, I was laughing, but I was like, I'm just gonna give it a like.
Don't let that Chauvin trial come back wrong. G gonna go ham.
Oh boy.
Tiffany, what you drinking tonight? I fucked Tiffany up with that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. I'm taking it easy. I got a little tea and Tito's right here.
Little tea and Tito's, not bad. Listen, anytime you could drink real liquor on a Monday night, you ain't taking it too easy. Brass, what are you drinking tonight?
I made a cocktail called a Conquistador, which has some tequila.
Here you go.
Tequila, some aged rum, lemon, lime juice, simple, and some egg white.
I bet.
Egg white.
Oh yeah, you see that for all these shit.
Brass, you out of control, man.
That is a tasty drink.
We're gonna have an intervention for me and you in the summer. As soon as the finals
I was gonna cut back on drinking, then all of a sudden, when you wanted me as producer on the show, I guess my liver signed an extension. I don't know.
Max contract.
Took me
the two of us this off season, and we're gonna have to change the name of the show. We need like a 3-month drying out period. It's not good for anybody.
It's an off season for our livers, not just for the basketball.
For like my entire body. I was wheezing earlier today. I didn't know why. I got a whiskey cough. I'm too young for this shit. Gee, G, what are you drinking tonight?
Listen, I'm keeping the tradition. I'm having some hard liquor on the rocks. I'm having Harry Blues gin on the rocks. I'm a gin guy. It's really good. You can get not the show, but you can get it's the best gin I've had. It's at Total Wine. It's really good. It's a Miami-based distillery, so shout out to them.
What's it called? I want to try that.
Harry Blue.
It's at Total Wine?
It's at Total Wine. It's a Miami distilled. It's really good. It has a lot of like kind of aromatic, citrusy or taste. I love it. It's great.
Hot take, Harry Blue.
Oh, if we can get him a sponsored segment. Come back on here, Harrison. We'll take you back.
Alpha and I are both just individually looking for sponsors next season.
Yeah, exactly. We're just listen. If I'm gonna have liver disease, I'm gonna profit off this motherfucker. But
I'm available as well. I love a whiskey.
Siobhan, like, don't forget about me over here. I'm chilling. I'm out here drinking, double fisting on a nightly basis. What are you doing? Honestly, like there were so many fun stat lines. Like I love these games. Like remember the Zoran Dragic game? It was the last game of the season. Rex Chapman against the Bulls. Like I love these shorthanded games where guys just go out and like fuck it. Are we supposed to lose this? It's Chris Bosh. Every time LeBron and Dwayne sat, Chris Bosh was like, "My time to shine, motherfuckers." I used to be 20-10 in Toronto. This was just one of those fun games, Siobhan. So I want you to. I'm not gonna ask you about any particular player. I want you to tell me who like just stood out to you tonight.
Trevor stood out to me. Dwayne stood out to me.
You can't take all of them. You can't take all of them.
So all right.
Give me one because we're going around the horn.
Trevor stood out to me. I think he's just continuing to round into form. I think we're starting to see, game by game, what it is that I think he'll be able to give us as he continues to get his conditioning right, continues to get more acclimated with the offense, with the defensive schemes, with with how we rotate and our principles. I think he is just continuing to show, like I said, game by game, his value and why I think he was brought in. I'm super excited about what he allows a bunch of different lineups to be able to do.
And Trevor is a guy that this wasn't an outlier game for Trevor. He has been playing, and this actually was a little bit of an outlier because he only had 6 points, right? But he has just been playing so well. Yeah. And they picked him off the trash heap basically for nothing. And the Heat have been doing this a lot over the last few years. I mean, going back to Birdman and before that, just finding those diamonds in the rough because, like right now, I think Tiff, I know who you going to.
Do you?
I might be wrong because there's a guy out there that the Heat got instead of LaMarcus Aldridge, Andre Drummond, and Blake Griffin, and I think he's better. He's been playing better than all three of those dudes. But
Mr.
Dedmon.
Listen.
Bro. Is he Jamaican or are you just?
We don't know.
We have no idea.
We don't know. No, listen. That dude is consistent. He just like does everything he's supposed to do and nothing freaking else. Get the rebound, set the pick, run the floor, get the tip in, push somebody out of bounds, just everything. Like, I'm sorry. This dude, somebody lost minutes. That's all I know.
But
that's all I know.
Nothing fancy about it. Nothing complicated.
Nothing.
Like just does what you're supposed to fucking do. It's amazing.
And doesn't get rushed.
No, he ain't gonna rush Mr. Dedmon.
Nope.
No,
he takes his time going down the court.
Listen, that carburetor gonna get fixed. Don't come around here every day asking about this motherfucker. You brought this shit to me. He gonna get that alignment right. Exactly. And there's a few other things he picked up along the way, figured some shit. Listen, don't rush Mr. Dedmon. Mr. Dedmon gonna get your shit right.
But you know what? The best thing about him, and this is like on 100, he legit makes everybody better on the court.
Because he's got some size. You can do so many things with just a piece
and he allows everyone else to do what they know how to do.
And he be setting them smothering picks.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, damn, motherfucker just disappeared. And then just offensive rebounding. I mean, tonight again, he only had one. I felt like he had more than that.
He got a lot of tips. He got a lot of,
11 offensive rebounds for the Heat. compared to 6 for the Rockets. They've out-rebounded the team again. I think they out-rebounded them by 9. No, by 6. By 11. They out-rebounded the Rockets by 11. I feel like Dwayne has a lot to do with some of that. And then Precious, 11 rebounds tonight. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Brass, who impressed you the most tonight?
I really love. I obviously love Dedmon. But none was really good, man.
He was horny,
and this was one of his horny nights. And he came out from the jump, like he came out hot, this is one of those nights where he can. I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, that was funny. Why are we making faces? Come on. You made it weird.
Siobhan looked disgusted at me. I was like, yeah, I thought that was good.
Funny, but it was so pronounced. It was so hard.
Yeah. There's this season. There's obviously been. Tiff has to get permission for that.
Brass has no autonomy over that.
Brass blushed immediately.
Yes, show it.
There it is.
It's like a flash.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is there's been plenty of shit that we've talked about Kendrick Nunn this season, and again for good reason. But this is one of those nights where he can have these games. He's got talent, man. He can do this, and he can put up crazy numbers in a game. And it also helped that the Rockets are, again, as we said last time, hot garbage.
Yeah,
we've been saying that for a minute, and some of you guys were still like, that's where the whole guts thing. We talk about how the whole have some guts and everything. That's where I can go okay, you do need a little bit of guts. You do need to see the Rockets coming into town, and you shouldn't really be scared of the Rockets. I did see a whole lot of people saying, "Oh, Kelly Olynyk game. Oh, he's gonna score 40. Oh, come on, you fucking people need some guts." I still thought we could have lost, but come on, don't go in expecting it.
Get some guts, Brass.
I expected a loss. I did, but I've also. I think that's a defense mechanism I've developed over the years of watching the Heat lose to teams they should beat.
Relationship.
Yeah, yes. I'm scarred. Don't judge me. Motherfucking, you know what I'm saying?
And with our injury report going into this, it was not looking great.
Oh, my God.
Right.
She was a massacre. Gianni, who's left? Who really impressed you tonight?
I think you and I were tweeting. I think we were the only ones on the timeline tweeting about Duncan's defense tonight was fucking awesome, especially on the fast breaks, the stunts, getting into the lane.
Blew up at least 3 fast breaks that I noticed. At least 3. Completely just disrupted John Wall fast breaks, which is fucking damn near impossible. And he just completely shut shit down. It was amazing.
He knew exactly who he was defending, how to help, how to stunt, how the angles to take. I was super impressed. I wasn't there in the beginning of the season, and I like that guy a lot. I like watching him play basketball. He's like, listen, we all make fun of me for being the basketball hipster. He does every basketball hipster thing. And I love it. As a screener, as a mover, his defense is improving. The shooting, obviously, I tweeted out today. He is second in made threes since the trade deadline behind Steph Curry, and he's shooting 50% on threes. I think today hurt his percentage, and he shot 49.5%.
5 for 11. 5 for
you know
11.
What I mean? Today hurt his percentage, and he's second in made threes in that span, only behind Steph Curry, who is on such a tear right now that he's eclipsed Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan numbers in this span. So, shout out to Duncan for everything he's doing.
Don't you ever talk about the GOAT like that?
Who? I didn't mention Dwayne Wade.
I said the GOAT. I didn't say good. Baby GOAT.
No, that was good. I loved it. That was quick.
I tell you could tell how hyped Duncan was tonight from his pod numbers with Bam.
He's like us. He just sees content. Yeah. One of us.
That was amazing. He promoted the Bam appearance right afterwards.
I respect the fuck out of that.
Oh yeah, listen.
Immaculate. Wait, hold up. Immaculate 305. I did watch the game on my big ass TV.
In your face. But yeah, game recognized game on that Duncan promotion shit. Listen, nobody shamelessly promotes like I do. So I'm gonna give my guy because Duncan Robinson was amazing tonight with a plus 35. We tried it. I try to always take plus minus in context, but when somebody puts up a plus 35 and he's second on the team in plus minus, you got to take notice. And first on the team in plus minus was Andre Iguodala with a plus 38. My man came out there and said, you know what? He dusted off them,
Yes, he did.
them chucks.
Yes, he did.
He said, oh, ain't no Jimmy, ain't no Bam, ain't no Tyler. He's like, I guess I
Did
gotta
them
do
stretches,
this thing.
stretch them calves out.
You know, it's right here. It's right here. It gets fucked up. So, and he said,
always right there.
Yeah.
These games don't usually look this way when Iggy takes 7 threes.
no. But Iggy said, listen, Iggy has that. There's 2 guys on the team with a switch. It's Jimmy and it's Iggy. Yep. Iggy's like, oh shit, we gotta win this game.
Yeah.
All right, let me do what I gotta do.
Exactly. It's like
crack the back.
You know that he had that. You know, I'm at work, but I didn't come to work.
But then somebody called out sick. He's like, God damn. Yeah. All right, well, all right.
Well.
Who's questionable?
Right? I'll be there early. Damn.
I like him. Okay, all right. I'll come.
He's like, all right.
Motherfucker gets a game winner. And come on.
Right, you gonna take the night? Oh God! Somebody give me my apron. Shit.
I got you, big dog. I got you.
We're gonna bust out this lunch rush. Fuck that shit. You know, like he just has that swag to him, man. And like I noticed from the beginning, Iggy and Ariza looked at the lineup around them to start the game. They saw Kendrick, they saw Duncan, they saw Precious. I feel like them motherfuckers looked at each other like Spider-Man meme. Like
we all we got.
It's that old dog offense.
Yes.
From that play I talked about last night, they recognizing each other. Look, you ready? You ready? All right, well fuck them. Come on, we're gonna go ahead and just
let's go do this.
Yeah, we're gonna run these young boys. They have to run.
And you know they know each other because they've probably been defending each other for years. Yeah. You know what I mean? Western Conference 20-year-olds get them. Listen,
that's one of those like real mutual respect things.
Yeah, like a game recognized game on the real. This is like 2 pimps and just all you know what I'm saying at a barbecue. Just like, I see you, baby. I know you. I know you.
Trying to get like you.
I'm trying to get like you.
I can't call it.
Both drafted the same year, by the way.
Like those dudes know each other, and you felt like when they saw the starting line, said because you saw them coaching.
Yeah,
those young dudes. You saw KZ take a 3 and not swing it to Trevor in the corner, and Trevor gave him a look that had me on my couch a little bit worried about KZ's safety. And then Trevor kicked it out to him again. And I was like, KZ, man, don't go back in that locker room because somehow KZ ended up with a minus 10. The game you won by 20. But 1 for 9, my God.
Yeah, but then you see the one move.
Oh,
then you go, well, damn, it's in there.
And one, but then he tried it 3 more times, and he was like, "Man, what are you doing?"
He almost got it the second one.
But yeah, I'm starting to really, really love the Iggy and Ariza minutes. It's that high IQ Miami Heat basketball that we've come to know and love, and we saw a lot of it when Jay and Iggy shared the court and last year, and we've come to expect that. And there's been a lot of times we've seen some low IQ basketball this season. But when Iggy and Ariza are out there, and then you put them next to a guy like Bam and fucking Jimmy and Duncan, like you just have, it's like just so much high basketball IQ on the court. It becomes exceedingly fun to watch. And I just loved everything. I mean, Iggy was just slapping the shit out of
Yes, he was. That slap down that he has, like,
that's his thing.
That's his patented move.
Did you see Kelly complaining about the slap down on the way to halftime? Kelly was literally talking to the ref, talking about. And the best part about it, and Iggy didn't leave. Iggy was like this. What this motherfucker complaining about? He's like, everybody's going to. Iggy look like he waiting for an interview. He's in there.
Meanwhile, Kelly should be used to that shit because he got slapped down all last year, probably.
He was like, he's like, I've seen it in practice. It's not fair.
I know for a fact it's a foul.
Look at my wrist; it's
Look
red.
at my forearms. I've got Indian burn. Wait, that's racist. Can't say that.
So to your point, Alf,
Native American burn.
Andre Ariza and Bam together are a +10 with a 102 defensive rating. Like they're really good.
Oh,
It's all arms.
They try to steal everything. They like some crackheads. They trying to steal everything.
It's the old uncle energy. It's like elder cousin, younger uncle.
Listen, if you was at the park after dark and your uncle came walking up looking like a Reza with that headband and those twists, you just gonna take off running home.
and then Dwayne comes in with that same energy, that old unk energy. Like I was talking to you guys in the chat, Dwayne had a closeout on a 3 where you saw Precious do it. He gets off his feet, and then a savvy vet like KO just jumps into him and gets 3 free throws. Dedmon ran out on a 3. He said, I'm out here running in sandals. So he's like, I'm not going to commit to no jumping in the air like an idiot. He ran at him, and just did like this, ducked under his elbow, the shooter's elbow, where he's no contact, and Dedmon just straight ran out of bounds. And it was a corner 3 brick off the side. No free throws, no nothing. But you know what? He got in that man's head, but he didn't do that dumb rookie shit that Precious does, gets caught up in the air on that Dwayne Wade pump fake, and then boom, now you got 3 free throws. Right. So it's just like you have so much, like you have just so much high basketball IQ when these guys are.
84 of them.
Schmeathan said Dedmon looks like he plays with his keys still in his pockets. And then Siobhan
stabbing people.
Siobhan just said, well, 84 of them, and you just called that man
running down the court.
You said that yesterday.
Siobhan called that man. I never called that man a janitor. I said he's a custodian. Give that man his respect.
I swear you specifically say like 84 or 87 keys on his ring. Run the tape.
Just making noise when he walk. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, clank, clank.
Oh, here come this motherfucker with.
Can't sneak up on nobody.
Right.
About to talk shit because my car ain't been detailed in a week. God,
shit, he snuck up on 2 teams.
Right.
Because they didn't scout him. I bet he be scouted next time.
I think he don't keep sneaking too much longer.
Somebody said we roast Dedmon a lot for a guy who gives us quality minutes.
This love. This is love. This is
love, man.
This is love.
I love that dude, man.
Y'all ain't seen us roasting Tyler in a minute.
I'm not roasting him at all. Size. We got one piece of size, and we can get sturdier screens. We got rebounds. We got.
This is love. That's why we talk about him so much. Like, have y'all noticed? We just been like, it's been the Dedmon hour. That's all we do.
Brass, you have some. There was some size moment on the broadcast tonight.
Oh boy!
No.
Did you
girth in the interior?
Yes. What the fuck?
It's the thickness and the width they want.
That's got a lot of different meanings. And G, what the hell are you talking about?
You've never heard that commercial?
That's a commercial. That's it. No, I'm gonna back G up on that.
That's old school Miami radio, though.
That's old school Miami sports radio.
That's you gotta warn somebody about that.
Right?
Ball handling low. Like you gotta warn somebody.
Right. You gotta let us know that's coming.
We gotta take like
ball handling load.
John Crotty porn titles like
The Situation series.
Blow by situation.
Blow by.
That's a
Butter situation.
That's my favorite one.
Butter situation is gonna be a weird one.
It's getting started off.
Sounds greasy.
Yeah.
Dedmon has a 32% offensive rebound rate.
That's insane.
That's fucking crazy.
That's insane.
It's easy when you.
The best acquisition we made.
Just raise your arms.
Unbelievable.
I mean, that's obviously like unsustainable, but it's a really funny number.
Yeah.
But Dwayne Dedmon is like probably barely 7 feet.
Right.
But when he's out there, he looks fucking huge. Because we're so not used to anybody just being that big and that, just occupying that much space. because the only other 7-footer we had was Kelly, and that motherfucker's arms.
Abolish the lying about your height complex. I'm sick of it. Kelly's not 7 feet. Get out of here.
No. Remember when they took shoes off and measured everybody?
Listen.
Kelly was actually 7 feet tall.
We stood next to Kelly. That's not true.
I've stood next to
Hassan
Kelly.
was 7 foot legit. Kelly.
No, the problem with Kelly was his arms were so short it made him feel so much smaller. Like his arms,
he might have longer arms.
My motherfucker couldn't even reach in his own pocket.
That's why he can't rebound. I don't feel a little bad now. He got bad measurables.
I mean, he ain't with us no more. So
Oh, you're right.
Net rating gone.
he's gone.
Still the net rating
kept
gone
his wallet in his shirt pocket
with a pen.
Like Blue's Clues.
Let's go to Siobhan's breakdowns real quick.
Come on.
Oh, hold up. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
Right. So before we start, I got 5. Most of them are pretty fun. I just had, like you, I had a lot of fun with this game. I missed the first play, and I came in on pressure trying to dunk on somebody. I was like, hold on. This is the group that started? Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, he tried to catch a body.
He did, like early on. So first, though, we got just some defense that, again, stuff we call out, switching for no reason. The way that they pick up and transition, so go ahead. They'll pick up, and then they'll switch, and then the switch is fine. Kendrick picks up. Boom, stop. Precious takes him. At this point, Kendrick, Kelly is he's gonna shoot that. You're not at a risk of, he's not gonna work you down, back you down. Let Precious stay there. Kendrick, you close out to Kelly. No, they try to switch back. Go ahead, Brass. He misses the layup, but he gets the layup. We're switched for no reason still. But then here was some stuff that I like, some fun stuff. Go ahead. What was this one? This one I was looking at their defense too, and kind of just how, good solid defenses kill offensive rotation. So boom, pause. So not only does Duncan go ahead and take that closeout, Trevor immediately recognizes it and knows that then his next closeout is this guy here on the wing. Duncan closes here. I think that's Christian in the corner. Ideally, his next pass is this guy up here on the wing, but Trevor has already covered and taken that he doesn't even really look for it, and I don't really remember how the play ends, but I just recognize that Duncan closed out, and that felt like there was a deflation in the ball. Trevor closed out, Christian looked to pass, there was another deflation in their momentum and their energy, and what it is they wanted to do in this sequence. Go ahead, Brass. One more time, Brass. Skip pass, long closeout, solid closeout. Boom.
Not out of control.
Not out of control. Yup, stayed down, stayed disciplined, didn't fly by.
Man, we're gonna have to start putting respect on Duncan's defense.
Yeah, I'm with it. Some more fun stuff. I just like the gumption here. Go ahead. Kendrick went for it. Kendrick went for it.
Word.
Listen, that's a Dwayne Dedmon word. He
Right?
tried it. He tried to put it on Kelly.
He did. He tried.
Tried to put it on him. I'm not mad.
See, if he would play like that more often, how useful?
Brass, one more time. Just athleticism. Yeah, just motion, energy, just something, a spark, something to like make a stank face about every now and then. A good one.
And go back and watch Duncan on this one.
What's that?
Look at Duncan. I mean, just
he's calling it out.
Orchestrating.
Yeah, he's orchestrating it.
And
that's smart.
His pick is what got him downhill. Like, I mean, these guys, I just want them to continue to play like this, even when Jimmy and Bam and these guys come back. Like, they're too integral to the team. Like, they can't just take nights off and hope these other guys bail them out.
Last two, one more. Second to last one. I don't know if they've ever done this before, but this is my first time noticing it. Pause here. It's like if all of them kind of turn toward the basket, whomever this here is in the blue shoes. Is this Max? I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
Max, Precious, and Trevor. Like there's this like strange diagonal kind of alignment at all three levels of the court. I don't really know if there's anything that they could get out of there, but it was cool to see because if you keep going, and then go ahead, Brass. Pause right here. Like if they would have, I don't know, maybe pin and seal. There's a little lane between Strus and Precious to, I don't know, do a little something. I was just looking at kind of fun things from the game, and then you can go ahead to the last one, Brass. It's their horns, but it's facing the sideline. Or maybe not their entire horn sets that they run at the top, but pause right here. You have Duncan along the baseline. You have Precious setting this kind of horns action also at the elbow, but it's not, your traditional set. Horns is, vertical up the floor. They're setting it facing the sideline. It's just a different look at some stuff. I hadn't recognized this from them before either. I thought we did some fun stuff. This team looked fun tonight. It looked new. Like, go ahead, let it ride, Brass. Boom. Duncan, pause. Duncan had so much time there, he didn't even know which way to go because there was so much kind of space from that top upper left quadrant of the floor. So I like how Spo's evolving. That's all I got. I like how Spo's evolving. I like how they're doing stuff differently, the players themselves, and this was a cool lineup to see. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Because
he goes all the way in his bag when it's
yeah.
And I felt like they were in their bag tonight. I felt like, and I also felt like Kendrick was just free. Yeah. And the thing is, they need that from Kendrick this season because you're not getting it from Goran night in and night out. And I'm not going to say a bad thing about Goran Dragic tonight because, I thought he gave them a lot. That sequence when he blocked John Wall, then came back and just nailed a three. The swaggiest shit I've seen out of Goran Dragic in months. Like the swaggiest shit I've seen out of him since the bubble. Block John Wall and comes back and just nails a fucking three. Just walks right into that motherfucker. Like it was. I still believe that he needs to sit out to the playoffs. But it was just. It's nice to see when Goran has these kind of games. That's 2 games in a row. So I don't know if something is fixed. I doubt it just because. How do you fix old? Like you don't fix, years of EuroLeague on the knees.
You know how.
I don't know how to fix old. I wish I did.
Stop it, G.
North Miami.
The Hialeah storefront doctors?
Listen. It wouldn't be the first time.
G with the wild accusations.
Listen, there was a guy with his hairline receding that, magic stuff happened during trips here. I don't know.
Every time.
I'm really glad that we're able to pull off a couple wins in a row. Because a win is a win, and that's good when you're not looking great in the standings. But the fact that we're able to get wins when we're missing our best player, and as in tonight, a few of our best players,
our 3 best.
Yeah,
exactly.
There are 2.
3 highest scoring. 3 highest scoring.
Yeah. So that's really positive because. One of the real only fixes we can do to this team, barring just recovery from injury, is rest for players.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are able to throw out some of these lineups is a big deal. That's a big plus.
To gain a game on the Celtics on a night that Jimmy, Herro, and Bam all rested because
on a back-to-back.
Yeah.
On a back-to wait. So are we going to talk about the Herro thing because? The whole thing made me super uncomfortable today. And I know we've made jokes on this show about Herro's fame and the cereal and all that stuff. But for it to come out as a seemingly credible report that the Heat are saying that, they've been concerned about his play this year because they feel like almost like the fame has gotten to his head.
I was never playing with that. That is, I feel that dead ass.
Yeah, I felt that way for real. But we're not reporters. We didn't report it.
No, not at all. But I genuinely felt that
I think so. He got the big head.
But I think it's just it feels like irresponsible. Yeah, and here's my problem. Thank you, G. My problem is not the reporter. who I think it was Ethan and Ira talking on a radio show.
Let's be honest, that was Ethan that reported.
Okay,
Ira's not breaking news.
Yeah, honestly, nobody talks.
I love you, Ira.
Ethan didn't like the report.
I don't. I feel like they took a segment of what Ethan said. No matter what.
To clarify that, Ethan was clarifying because the aggregators added a work ethic clause in their kind of tweet, and Ethan wanted to clarify that it had nothing to do with work ethic.
So whether it's work ethic or not, here's my problem. I know where some of these reporters get their information from, and it comes from the team. And for the Heat to be shitting on Tyler and saying the fame, listen, you guys have marketed that fame. You guys have fed off that fame. You've profited off that fame. Mm-hmm. So to now say that the fame has gotten to his head, first of all, who didn't sign a guard in the offseason because you said that Tyler was going to take this leap? And you leaked that shit to reporters too. You leaked the fact that the reason you didn't need an upgrade at point guard or an upgrade at guard is because you felt like Tyler was going to take this Devin Booker, Steph Curry type leap, right? You're the ones who fed the media that bullshit, right? You're the one who made the Snarl t-shirt. You're the one who has marketed the drip, the swag, the this, the that, the blah, 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 blah. Now the motherfucker goes out on his own, capitalizes on his own fame, and makes a fucking box of cereal. Now you're like, well, we don't know who he's invested. Like, chill. Like, that shit is wild to me. Like, it's some fucked up shit to do to a young, a second-year player. Like, and also, and this is my own personal belief, a guy who's affected by COVID this year because he is winded. I'm watching him, and he looks fucking winded. And it's at the beginning of quarters. We're not talking about, he played the whole third with 3 minutes left. We're talking about after breaks. He's looking winded. He's looking slow. He's looking lost. He's looking like he can't recover. So that's wild speculation on my part that it's COVID. But I just feel like it's some shit. It's a shitty thing to do to your fucking sophomore player. I don't think the song got to his head.
Why do you not though? Why do you not think that that's a real thing? So yeah, I feel like you're conflating.
Say it, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Feller fucked us.
It could be two things. It could be two things.
No,
even if it did, it ain't fucking right for
Alf
the Heat.
and I are saying that
it ain't right for the Heat to leak that.
Yeah, they could feel that way.
Brass to say
so
that.
So it was okay for Jimmy to call out Bam?
That's different.
Yes.
How?
Those are your teammates.
Tell me all of the ways how.
Those are teammates.
Those are teammates. You're in suits. You're not down there.
Jimmy Butler has never profited off of hyping Bam up and then trying to tear his ass down.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. Ain't right. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm saying so Miami profited off of that too. But is it unfair of them to maybe expect you can go and do all these things. You can do the song and the girlfriend and this and that, but I also need you invested in what you're doing here. How do we know that they have not had that conversation with him and he has not upheld?
Then those are private conversations. That's private.
So at the point, does it not become private conversations?
It needs to stay private. It needs.
You could have said Jimmy and Bam could have needed to stay private the whole time.
But you're talking about two people on the same level. That's not your employer coming out talking about Siobhan don't be doing shit at work. Like that shit is wild. Like that's not cool. Like I didn't tell you to shut the fuck up. I'm talking about the Heat. Shut the fuck up. Like those executives, whoever's talking to the reporters and because they did the same shit to Justice.
Yeah, that was going to say
this
is not the first time they've done this to a young player.
Because I went on Donald's radio show today, Alf, and I was saying they did this to Justice and they did this to Dwayne, right? Because that's what they do. They want to, and they did it to Hassan, which we can debate the merits of whether or not he deserved that. But they get ahead of the story, and when they don't like how something's going, they control the narrative. And that listen, Riley will do it directly, right? Hidden faces, smiling faces with hidden agendas. And they'll do it in private through the reporters when they I forgot if they said this about Justice or Hassan when they said, well, he's no Udonis. And then when Justice had the concussion in Denver and never played a game for the Heat again, they badmouthed him to the media and they said that he was healthy to play. And then Justice had to come out with a second opinion from an independent doctor to show that he was indeed hurt, because the Heat were privately and publicly giving him shit for not playing. And this is not the first time that they throw their guys under the bus, right? Unrightfully so. And for as much as we love this organization and we love the team, they are not player first. They had a Heat Lifer campaign that they marketed the fuck out of. They made a ton of money. And what did they do that very same trade deadline? They traded Mario Chalmers to save money on tax. And this is what they do, right? They create these monsters of marketing that they're great at. And then when it doesn't serve them, they try to control the narrative through the media that we know doesn't bite back. So
all I'm saying is I think that this one was maybe just a bit warranted. Is my only opinion with the
that's my thing. Like we can't, because we can sit here and talk all the shit we want. You know what I mean? But we can't let personal biases, like a lot of people like saying Hassan deserved what he got. I didn't like that shit with Hassan either. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like that shit how they did Hassan either.
He was getting in trouble either, right? He was just kind of a
it's not like these dudes are off the court beating up women and shit like that. I mean, well, that's a whole nother story. But you know what I mean? Like they do this shit, and it's just I don't like. And honestly, and this is coming, you know, after 40 minutes of the show, and I've had a few drinks. I know who the ones are doing it, like, and that's what bothers me more. Because there be some little sneaky motherfuckers, and I don't like. I know it ain't Pat Riley or Andy Ellisberg saying this shit. You know what I mean? I know who the ones are doing this shit, and it's wild to me. You know what I mean? And it's some fucked up shit. Like, mind your business. Shit, you fucking hater.
Either way, whatever was said, however it's going down, they still got a problem on their hands. Yeah. Because they got to get this young man to be productive, whether they keep him or not.
And this ain't the way.
It ain't the way.
It ain't work with justice, and ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
But either way, they got a problem on their hands.
His warts have been his warts since last season. His warts have been he was a bad pull-up shooter last season. He was just bad at it, and that's why the finals it looked as bad as it did, because the Lakers, our world coach defensive team, were like, take all the pull-up jumpers you want. And that shit sucks. He doesn't create separation at all off the dribble. He needs a screen. And even with that, can't get to the rim, doesn't get to the free throw line. And all he has is that little pull-up mid-range jumper. And it's fine. That's okay. He's a crafty finisher when he has an advantage and when they kind of create some confusion and when he gets a step on his defender. But he can't create it himself. He needs to create that through a function of the offense. So this is who he is. This is the guy that they drafted. This is the guy that they publicly made a big deal out of not trading for James Harden and Kyle Lowry.
Now, they did that. My part. That's where I find fault with them, that they had maybe jettisoned him so much so into the role that he is in, and like banked on him to have such a steady second year that he would be able to handle everything that was being thrown. I'm not being mad. I'm not upset with them for him not handling it. I'm upset with them for thinking maybe that he would be able to handle it.
They made him a starter when he clearly wasn't ready as well, and they forced that issue until their record was so bad that the decision was made for them. Because we saw that after 2-3 games, we're like, this shit not going to work. It doesn't make sense. He and the other white guy can't play together.
You know what it comes off to me? It comes off as some old jealous hater type shit. Like nobody's bigger than the team. You know what I'm saying? Like once anybody get a little shine to them, like, oh, you ain't big, you ain't bigger than the Heat.
Well, it doesn't matter. They did it.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all got his face on billboards and whatnot, where his ass should be in the locker room studying. Like this is like nothing's happened. Like he didn't improve his handle. He didn't gain weight. It's like he doesn't read the playbook. He doesn't know where to be on defense.
They gave him the nickname.
These are real things.
But
Leif has done more marketing for Bam than the Heat have done.
Thank you.
Yeah,
right? They finally sent out a.
They literally stole his marketing.
I mean, come on, dude! Like they just
no ceiling, and they finally sent out a depoy tweet. The other, like, oh well, now it's too fucking late.
Ryan Cortez been doing that for months.
Thank you. And Rudy Gobert over here running away with the shit and getting fucking put in the spin cycle anytime he tried to guard a point guard. Oh, fucking stiff 7 foot something.
Busy after he guards.
I also don't want people to think like we're shitting on Tyler too much. Tyler is going to be better with an actual offseason.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not even mad. And I've said over and over again, I think Tyler has been bad this year. I think he's he's been one of the 3 worst defenders. You can put him, Goran, and Nunn in the cycle and figure out who's the worst that week. But I feel like he's been done a disservice.
Sure. But yeah,
absolutely.
by the team, the way they
and then for you to shit on him now because he averages when he was averaging 19 points a game, when he was averaging 19 after the trade deadline for 4 or 5 games, wasn't he got a cereal. Yeah,
he was handling it.
Yeah,
and then it's like that meme with the guy in the hot dog suit with the hot dog that crashed. It's like we have to get the guy who did this. That's what the Heat are with.
Can you please make that with Pat Riley right now?
I want to do that. So I want to end the show right now to do that. But like, I don't know.
All right, everybody's asking for the movie. We'll get off of that. I'm gonna get off my soapbox on the whole Tyler thing. I didn't like it.
That's fair.
It's fine and funny when we do it, but when it's coming from the Heat, like I just don't matter.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be, y'all. And to be honest, whoever this EGPT, if everybody else plays well, it doesn't matter if Tyler gets 19 points a game or not in the playoffs. That's not the only way we got a chance.
Yeah,
we can't count on that to say that's the only chance we got if Tyler scores 20 points a game.
I didn't see that comment.
I saw it.
Man, if you're banking on Tyler scoring 20 points a game, let's just go to the next.
Let's not even go. Let's not even go.
On the dunker, can I ask you guys a question?
Yes, you can.
On the dunker spot, Nikias, Steve Jones. Steve Jones asked Nikias, if you had to pick one Heat player to get going for the playoffs, who would you pick, Tyler or Goran? And Nikias said Tyler, which surprised me because I would go 100% Goran without a second thought, and I was wondering how you guys would feel about that.
Wait, if we had to only have one going into the playoffs,
if you can pick one to get to play well again.
Oh, to turn it up. Yeah. I'm gonna say Goran gonna find the hot tub time machine.
Not who you think is most likely to, but who you would rather.
Yeah,
Goran.
I'm saying Tyler
because Goran's the vet. He's gonna know how to get it done if one of them can do it. I'm going with Goran.
The way that Goran scores when Goran is at Pete Goran, the way he scores and what he does for your offense is more impactful than what Herro does for your offense. Until Herro gets a different bag where he is going into the lane, finishing through contact and getting to the line, I want Goran. I want Pete Goran because Goran does all those things. And then he breaks down defenses, and then he gives you another a second punch after Jimmy that Tyler, even at his best, is more of a shooter, more finesse. We have enough of that. They need a guy who can put his fucking head down and get to the rim, and Tyler ain't that yet.
Goran is just physical.
So much of the Tyler aura is built around his whole like clutch gene. It seemed like he had it, and he was just like knocking down threes at the end of games. There's like milk running through his veins, as Scotty said, and.
So weird.
Yeah, which is weird. But the thing is, like, his defense is bad enough. I'm not saying
like he lactating. That was so weird.
It was awkward. It was awkward. It's always dairy.
You just made it real awkward.
So
that was Crotty. It wasn't me.
We horny.
Maybe.
But I feel like Goran, Goran is he's not a world beater defensively either. But like Tyler, he's got so many deficiencies on defense that he's just kind of unplayable in the fourth. Like when those like clutch minutes need to take place.
Maybe I'm differently interpreting the question. If there were one of them that I needed, that like I would rather like, okay, I need you now to get going. The answer for me is Tyler, because I trust Goran to do it when healthy more consistently than I trust Tyler to. If Goran is healthy, I'm not as concerned about having to ask Goran to get it going because I trust him to do that. If there is someone that going into the stretch, I may be looking at to get going. I may be, calling some sets for not forcing it, but making sure that within the flow of the offense, they get touches between the two of them. For me, it would be Tyler because of if Goran is flowing the way that he miss will, when healthy, then the extra punch that Tyler does give you when we can't score is what I'm, is what I will be looking at trying to turn on and gearing up for the playoffs. Is how I'm interpreting the question.
Nah, Shy. G said you only got one.
But
you only
right,
get
one,
you. You only get one.
No, he said one to get going is what he said. The question.
Yeah, but that means Goran Dragic is going to be hobbled. Goran Dragic.
I also feel like again, Siobhan, we don't want to get fooled here because Goran. Remember, 2 games ago we were looking at Goran going, "Yikes!"
Because he got a little rest in between.
Right. But it might be time to hang it up, and he's he was.
But he's going to get that rest in the playoffs. There's no back-to-back, so I'm counting on him to be more consistent than I'm counting Tyler. So I personally need Tyler to get going. It's how I'm thinking about the question.
Man, we needed him to get going yesterday.
I honestly, if Herro's going full force and Tyler ain't, if Herro's going full force and Goran is hobbled, you ain't doing shit. If Goran is,
I'm saying the question.
I
get you.
If Goran is full force and Tyler still ain't right, you still got a chance because that gives you, your 3 that basically got you to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Tyler was playing well.
Just better.
Yes, I mean this season now. Tyler, I think eventually can get there, but man, 3-level scorer and finishing through traffic and getting to the free throw line. That's Goran at his peak. I'm taking that all day, every day. But honestly, I understand your point too, Siobhan, because you can also kind of just know that Goran might be there for you every 3 or 4 games and give you something. If Tyler ain't going, Tyler
I'd be lost at sea.
Meanwhile, if Depot comes back healthy, this is a moot point.
I forgot about him.
That's a moot point.
Listen.
Yes. You're talking about, and honestly, nah, I'm not.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But
Chat
forget
saying that Giannis
Tyler.
got injured tonight.
Who?
Chat is saying that Giannis got injured tonight.
Oh shit.
Oh no, really?
But forget Tyler and forget Goran in that closing lineup. Give me Duncan Robinson, Depot, Ariza or Iggy, whoever got it going, Bam and Jimmy.
Yeah. And in the interior.
Yep.
Or mess around and put Mr. Dedmon out there.
Oh shit! Listen, get out of here.
Can we play Bam at the 4 now? Since we got
we can't. No.
If he was willing to shoot threes, you could.
I know. I want him to.
Someone asked me,
why do you want him? I had this conversation on Twitter. Why do you want him at the 4 so bad?
Because it's his natural position. Because he's a natural mismatch, especially since Brooklyn's playing. What do you mean?
Like, what do you mean that he has a?
He's not big enough to bang with actual 5s, as we've seen, and he's enough of a problem and has enough of a post presence to be an effective 4, but be rangy and a good defender enough to stay with the people who now play the 4, like a KD or a whomever the fuck else, a LeBron or such. He's not. I don't.
So
see
you don't think he can guard? You don't think he can guard 5s?
Ain't no way he's gonna be guarding Embiid for a 7-game series.
I mean,
neither is Dedmon.
But you're missing.
But hold on, wait a second. But like Kevon Looney did.
I think he can guard 5s. I'm saying it's so just because he can do it doesn't mean he's great at it, or that's the most advantageous place to have him at.
I think it is because you want him in every pick and roll to kind of affect the game that way. Because it's not just defending centers 1-on-1. It's kind of what you do.
So, okay, G. So you literally missed her point, came back around the corner,
what do you mean?
And then hit her point home. She's basically saying at some point, we just can't have him out on an island against Kyrie night in and night out. There is no reason. They just don't want to play him at the 4 and have a bigger 5. That's the reason.
No, I don't think.
The reason why he's on Kyrie is because the guards can't stay in front of him. So, by necessity, he has to switch.
But sometimes he doesn't have to switch, and he does, and that's
exactly. That's a whole other thing.
But the ideal to me, position for Bam has always been you play him next to a big who can shoot. So when he was playing next to Myers, we can sit here and we can argue all day who was the 5 and who was the 4. When you played him next to Kelly. Who was the 5? Who was the 4? When you played him next to Jay, who was the 5? Because remember, when you played next to Jay, you got to the finals.
Right.
So let's stop acting like he can't play the 5.
I'm not saying he can't.
But that's not what she's saying.
I know.
Look at how we were playing Dwayne tonight. We were playing Dwayne with some of the lobs and sets we played Bam. So imagine Bam as that big.
No,
who
but
can
see, you
shoot.
can't. My personal opinion is you can't play any big next to Bam that is not a threat from three.
If Bam won't be the threat, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you want Bam not defending pick and rolls then?
No. I think what she's saying, she would
No, but
like Bam.
I'm asking because if you're playing a more traditional five, that guy is going to be defending the five. So that means when they run, I mean, most of the
He
time
doesn't have to. They can hide him on somewhere else. There's ways to get Bam on the guy you want him switching off.
But then
they did it with Myers. They did it very successfully with Myers. They did very successfully with Kelly for a time. Like there's ways to play Bam with a bigger guy.
It's also about conservation.
That's
Bam.
the point I'd more
like
agree
for
with
me.
you.
Like with him, like how he defends now, every position, everywhere on the floor. Like you're not going to conserve him, and that's the reason why. Like I bet that knee was hurting him tonight, which means that knee's going to be hurting him 2 days from now, just because it's so much overuse. He is guarding everyone on every single possession.
He can do it doesn't mean he should be doing it.
Yeah, I honestly, until Bam decides. Until Bam decides to start shooting 3-4 threes a game.
No, this is what it's going to be.
You guys think that AD's also? So in that case, do you also think that AD's a 4?
AD is a 4.
AD is a 4. AD is.
Truthfully, it is how I feel about him.
AD is a 4.
But he can be a 5. He can play 5.
So
he just won't.
Do you think that teams are most successful when he plays the 4? Like, do you think
I don't watch other teams. I don't.
I think if you put a shooting. I think if you put a shooting big next to AD, you have Bam and AD are similar in the fact that you need to put shooters next to them.
Yeah.
At the 5 or the 4, I think we get too caught up in this 5 or 4 thing.
Oh no, I don't care about it. I'm just talking about it.
But it would be nice to have a 6'11", 7-foot guy next to Bam who could shoot 3, but also can do some of the things that Jay and Ariza do defensively. The problem, it's hard. You basically need another Bam that shoots.
I don't think that's conservation playing Bam. If Bam has to defend quicker 4s all game, I don't really think that's like not what you want.
So what 4 is quicker than Kyrie Irving?
Right.
But the reason why Bam's on Kyrie Irving is because if they had Oladipo, they're not switching that, right?
So, but that's the thing. When they had Oladipo, they were still switching.
No, they were trapping more. They had.
I would hope they would get into a different mindset.
And the trapping is just to force turnovers because their offense sucks.
So
you got to think about the lateral movement and everything he's doing with that bad knee.
A point guard. So you're saying it's easier to guard a quick 4 than it is to guard a quick 1?
Repeat that. I didn't.
You're saying you were asking about like his capabilities, essentially like guarding quicker 4s. I feel like he's more like that's easier to do for him. Seeing how successfully he's guarding quicker 1s.
I think he can do all of it, but I think he's most suited to play at the 5 so that he can be in every defensive action.
But that's the problem that we have. That he's in every single.
Their defense is amazing. He's worn down. He's 23. He has tendonitis. He has bad knees. Like he's worn down.
Okay, that's a different story. But we're talking about like what is the most like. I agree with the idea of like conservation, but like the idea of they are better with him at the 5. Like he's a 5.
I didn't say better. I said I wanted to see him.
He's a 5. We've seen it, and he's just better. I mean, the Olenek and him line up, the Myers and him line up. Like they're better when they go small with him at the 5 and at the 4.
But the whole thing, the Myers and him lineup was good. Like it worked.
Yeah, but that wasn't playoff good. That was like regular season good.
That was because Myers just fell off a fucking cliff.
Because in the playoffs, you know, he can't guard 4s, and they always.
But he couldn't. But that's why Alf said he'd like to see someone else that's capable.
But any center you have to put in drop, right? Like any of those centers, you'd have to put in drop, and you compromise your defense because now all of a sudden you're bad guards. And this guy in drop, you have.
You know what I would love to see? I would actually love to see AD and Bam play next to each other. That'd be fucking monstrous. Because you can have you have to respect AD on the perimeter, and the thing is, you just can't have 2 guys that they completely sag off into the lane because you don't respect Bam's perimeter shooting, and if you have Dedmon out there. I know people think Dedmon can hit some 3s, but Jesus, like,
he doesn't want to. But he doesn't want to. Yeah,
you don't. First of all, just for rebounding purposes, you don't want him standing on the 3-point line. It's a tough thing. I don't think anyone's wrong in this conversation. I think it's
They're fun things to look at. Fun
Yeah, but
lineups
Bam is one of these guys that does so many things. Like it's you can play an Ariza at the 4, and damn near like I said, if they play the Sixers, I put Ariza on Embiid to start the game.
Oh, I would too.
I
would too. I wouldn't put Bam on him.
I'd be like, front the shit out of him. Fight him, front him, just go crazy. And I put Bam on Ben and be like, Bam, you just play free safety out here.
You only get 6 fouls, Shy.
Listen, regarding AD and Bam playing together, all it takes Lakers, they miss out on another ring or two. Space Jam 2 flops, and he's back on the market.
Flop.
Let's go. Let's go.
Go to the movies, Brass.
Speaking of movies, let's go to the Miami Heat movie so we can end this thing.
Okay, we're gonna go back. A few here. I'm not doing the whole damn thing again. This one, just because I want to play the sound again. As Stan Van Gundy, we have Ron Jeremy.
Some of that ball handling load. Girth in the interior.
All right. For
that
Chris
is
Bosh,
girth in the interior.
For Chris Bosh, from SNL, we have Jay Farrow.
Whoa. Just a very good one.
Yeah, that's really good.
Either that or the guy from Avatar. Like
right.
The actual Avatar.
Correct.
Sorry.
We have for Wayne Ellington, we have Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That's
really,
so good.
Really good. One of my favorites of this bunch. We're gonna go back to one of the OG Heat teams for Ronnie Cycli. We have John Hamm.
Oh my God.
I think it's good. I think a little comedic kind of thing there. I can see him being a DJ. I just want to see John Hamm be a ex-basketball DJ.
Yeah.
And then for our last one tonight, we have a recast for Birdman. We have Jake Busey.
Oh, that's good.
Who was the first Birdman?
The first Birdman, let's go back to it, was fuck, I don't know.
I was like, I've seen that folder. That's a mess. That was an ass.
It is a total shit show.
There's a lot in there.
So, yeah. Charlie Hunnam as Birdman.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah, I like Busey.
I think Busey's a better flag.
Busey's a good one.
Also, we're going to be using the Birdman, like the more clean-shaven kind of Birdman.
The early Birdman.
So, the early Birdman.
Not the one that was kind of creepy at the end.
The early Birdman catches a worm, I guess, as they say.
Let's get out of here.